I'm getting ready and I have 20 minutes to do my makeup. Decided let's try and do it before I go.
Hey beautiful, and welcome back to The Art of Living. Today I want to talk about something that many of us are thinking about but don't always talk about deeply enough, and that's the idea of glowing up. When most people hear the phrase glow up, they think about makeup, hair, clothes, losing weight, or changing their appearance. While there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to look your best, I've learned that the most powerful glow up starts on the inside. The real glow up is becoming comfortable with who God created you to be. It is about developing confidence. It's learning your worth. It's embracing your femininity. It's growing spiritually. And it's becoming the woman God designed you to become. As a young Black woman, I think this conversation is especially important when we live in a world that constantly tells us who we should be, how we should look, and how we should act. Social media can make us feel like we're always competing with someone else's beauty, someone else's success, or someone else's lifestyle. But one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that comparison steals confidence. The moment you start comparing your journey to someone else's, you stop appreciating the unique gifts that God has given you. Your beauty was never meant to look like someone else's. Your purpose was never meant to be someone else's, and your journey was never meant to be followed by someone else's timeline. One of the first steps of glowing up is learning that you are who you were meant to be. Not who social media tells you you should be. Not who friends think you should be. Not who society expects you to be, but who God says you are. When you understand your identity comes from God, everything changes. You stop chasing validation. You stop seeking approval from everyone around you. And you begin to walk with confidence because you know your worth isn't determined by likes, follows, relationship, or appearances. It's determined by God, who created you. Another part of glowing up is learning to take care of yourself. And it's not just talking about your skincare routine and makeup, although those can be fun. I'm talking about taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Are you getting enough rest? Are you feeding your mind with positive things? Are you protecting your peace? Are you spending time with God? Because a woman who is spiritually healthy carries herself differently. There's a confidence that comes from knowing you're walking with God. There's a peace that comes from trusting His plan. And there's a glow that comes from having joy within. Let's talk about femininity. For a long time, I think many women have struggles with understanding what femininity really means. Being feminine isn't being weak. It's not about being quiet or making yourself smaller. True femininity is strength with grace. It's confidence without arrogance. It's kindness without being a pushover. It's being a nurturer, compassionate, and self-respecting. It's understanding you can be both strong and soft at the same time. As women, especially Black women, we're often expected to carry so much. We're expected to be strong at all times, to handle everything, to keep pushing forward no matter what. And while strength is important, so is also allowing ourselves to be cared for. So is embracing gentleness. So is allowing yourself rest. So is understanding that being feminine doesn't take away your strength, it adds to it. Another important part of glowing up is setting standards. As you mature, you begin to realize that not everybody deserves access to your time, your energy, or your peace. You start choosing relationships that are healthy. You stop entertaining things that drain you. You learn to say no without feeling guilty. No is a complete sentence. You begin protecting your mental health, and that's not selfish, it's maturity. A woman who knows her worth doesn't have to constantly prove it. She simply walks in it. The glow up journey is also about personal growth. Reading more, learning new skills, developing hobbies, improving your communication, growing your confidence, building your faith. The most attractive thing about a woman is often not her appearance, it's her presence. It's the way she carries herself. It's her confidence, her kindness, her wisdom, her character. When you invest in becoming a better version of yourself, people notice. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because growth naturally shines through. Before we talk about faith, I want to share something I've learned on my own journey. There have been many times when I've questioned myself, times when I felt insecure, uncertain about my future, or wondering if I was good enough. I think many women experience those moments, especially in a world that constantly tells us we need to do more, be more, or look a certain way to be more valuable. But faith teaches us something different. Faith reminds us that our worth isn't based on our appearance, our relationship status, our career, or what other people think about us. Our worth comes from God. When God created you, He created you with intention. He created you with purpose. He created you uniquely. There is no one else exactly like you, and that's by design. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to fit in that we forget we were created to stand out. One of the most beautiful things about growing in faith is learning to see yourself the way God sees you. Instead of focusing on your flaws, you begin to recognize your gifts. Instead of focusing on your failures, you begin to appreciate how far you've come. Instead of allowing fear to control your decisions, you begin trusting that God is directing your steps. The closer I grow to God, the more I realize that confidence isn't about believing I can do it on my own. True confidence comes from knowing that God is with me, even when I don't have all the answers. Faith gives us the courage to keep moving forward, even when life feels uncertain. It reminds us that every season has a purpose. Even the waiting season, even the difficult seasons, even the seasons when nothing seems to be going our way. God is working. God is still preparing you. God is still writing your story. And sometimes glowing up isn't happening on the outside. Sometimes the greatest transformation happens in our hearts, in our minds, and in our relationship with God. Remember, Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." You are already enough. You are already worthy. You are already valuable. And every day that you choose growth, healing, faith, confidence, and self-respect, you are growing. Not just on the outside, but the way that it truly matters. Thank you so much for watching. If this message encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needed to hear this today. Remember, your greatest glow up begins when you stop seeking validation from the world and you start finding your identity in God. Keep the faith, embrace the journey, and never stop discovering the art of living. I'll see you in my next adventure.